Hello, my name is Lauren Jackson, the creator of Kids Ministry Circle. Kids Ministry Circle is a community for kids ministry leaders to be encouraged and equipped to love and serve the local church. Now, it is that time of year again. Time to start planning for summer. Parents are asking for dates, leaders are rallying their teams, and those creative ideas start spinning. VBS 2023 and Kids Camp 2023 will be here before you know it. I love VBS. It is the highlight of my summer. It is the week I look forward to every year, and I have 2 decades worth of memories with my family growing up attending VBS, leading VBS as a kids director, and now bringing my own kids to VBS. It is something that I love so much. So in order to start planning for the best summer ever, picking a VBS curriculum is the best place to start. There are so many great options out there, but there are some things that differentiate each VBS curriculum. In this video, I will cover the details of some of the most well-loved VBS curriculums for 2023, and we'll hit some from 2022 in hopes that this will help you create the best VBS curriculum decision for your church. As a reminder, this video is not sponsored. I do not get paid any sort of money to talk about these VBS curriculums. This is simply a gift from me to you in hopes that we can all create the best summer ever for our kids and families. So as we begin, there's a couple things that you will see in every VBS curriculum. With every VBS I talk about, there are some things that remain the same across every curriculum you choose. Most VBSs are written assuming that churches are running a typical program, which tends to be a 9 to noon, kids get dropped off, there's rotations, there's small group time, large group time, music, craft, snack, games, the basic VBS program. But as you'll see, some curriculums are writing for those VBS programs that are a little bit unique. Maybe you are running a weekend VBS, or maybe you are running a nighttime family experience week. Maybe you are running neighborhood VBSs that meet all throughout your city. There are a lot of options, and there's a lot of creativity in what is happening in terms of summer camp, vacation, Bible school. And so we'll talk about those different curriculums that are writing with those unique programs in mind. Here are also some things that you will see in every VBS curriculum. You will see planning resources, you will see small group guides, you will see downloadable options, and you will see music and video teachings as an optional add-on. Also, in every VBS, we will see an opportunity for kids to respond to the gospel. Typically around day 3 or 4, there is a gospel story presentation where the large group leader will present the gospel, and in small group time, or maybe in that large group teaching time, there's a chance for the kids to respond. Now, I will say most of these curriculums do an incredible job at equipping the small group leaders to have those conversations. But as a director or a leader of the VBS at your church, I would pay really close attention to how you are talking about this opportunity to respond and what volunteers can do, and especially that partnering with parents and making sure that they are still being the primary spiritual voice in the lives of their kids. All right, let's jump in to all of the fun VBS themes and curriculums and stories and all the fun things. So the first curriculum we're going to talk about is Lifeways Curriculum. This year's curriculum is titled Twists and Turns: Following Jesus Changes the Game. Just like any classic tabletop games and video games, kids will play their way through VBS, learning that Jesus guides them through all twists and turns of their lives. They'll find that even when they mess up, it's never game over. So I love this theme because kids everywhere can relate to playing games, whether it's video games, sports, board games. I guarantee you that the majority of the kids in your church have been disappointed by a game, and they can relate to the fact that they get the game over screen often, and they lose games in sports, and they get hurt, and they fall over, and there's twists and turns all throughout games. So I love this theme because it's super relatable to kids of any age. Here's a breakdown of the week. This VBS is a 5-day VBS curriculum. So day 1 is Jesus is holy. Day 2 is Jesus is trustworthy. Day 3, Jesus is forgiving. Day 4, Jesus is worth following. And day 5, Jesus is for everyone. Now, the basic price is $139, and with this purchase, you get leader guides for Bible study time, rotations, activity books for both preschool and elementary school. Now, I will say there's a handful of add-ons with Lifeways Curriculum. So the Director Kit is an additional add-on, and that helps you plan and prepare for your week of VBS as the director. And the Worship Rally script and music is also an additional add-on. And so you'd want to head over to their website and figure out what you actually need to put on the Twists and Turns VBS. Here are some pros of what I found in the Lifeway VBS. If you are a Lifeway Curriculum fan and you utilize Bible Studies for Life, Gospel Project, and other resources that they provide, you will love their VBS curriculum. It's well written, it's gospel focused, it talks a lot about Jesus, and just like their curriculum, they put that emphasis on being really Bible focused in their VBS programs. They have all the extras that you can purchase from the website, like crafts and t-shirts and decorations and promotional materials. If you are looking to have things branded, the Twists and Turns logo and design, then that is your one-stop shop to buy everything. They have a leader guide and activity book available for every age group, including preteens and special needs and students and even adults. So you could take this Twists and Turns curriculum all the way up through your adult small groups. The last thing is VBS previews. If you've never seen or never run a VBS program before and you'd have no idea where to start, you can actually see this Twists and Turns VBS come to life. And so they are hosting 5 different locations in Tennessee, Texas, I think in North Carolina. So you can go and see this VBS program come to life. Some of their cons I found is that their website is pretty hard to navigate. And it took me a long time to figure out what I actually needed in order to have everything I needed to create a VBS program. There's a handful of different add-ons and it can get confusing on different titles of things. And so if you are buying this, I would just double check that you have everything you need. You can jump on the phone with someone from their team and ask those questions. And they even have a VBS order sheet where you can click on certain things and do an all add to cart so that you're not clicking on individual items. So I thought that was really helpful. Another con is that with all of these add-ons, it can be really easy to hit your budget really fast. Between music and the worship videos and the director kit, if you're not paying attention to how much money you're spending, you can quickly hit your budget limit. The last con is that this is obviously a 5-day VBS program, and it can be tricky for those who run a 4-day VBS or even a 3-day VBS. It is definitely adaptable. I've run Lifeways VBS curriculum that's created for a 5-day. I've used it for a 4-day, and it seems to work well, but it can be sometimes tricky if you skip a story. The next curriculum we're going to talk about is Orange's VBS curriculum. So this is also a 5-day VBS curriculum, and theirs is titled Ready, Set, Move. Follow Jesus here, there, and everywhere. So here's a quick rundown of their week. Day 1 is do what Jesus says. Day 2 is believe who Jesus is. Day 3 is love who Jesus loves. Day 4 is share what Jesus did. Day 5 is go where Jesus leads. So the price for this 5-day curriculum is $249, and that's the complete kit. What I've noticed from the different past years of Orange curriculum is that they don't offer a musical and worship add-on this year. They have a complete kit that you buy for that $249 price, and that includes director plans, all audio and video components, home resources, marketing materials, rotation stations, small group materials, and bonus product samples. So this is really everything you need. And then added bonus, which I think is really cool that Orange is offering, is that with every VBS complete kit purchase, you get 2 months of Orange curriculum for free, which is you get June and July's curriculum, which if you didn't know, Orange's curriculum is set up so June and July actually match the VBS theme. And so it's really cool that you can take what your kids learned at VBS or what will learn at VBS and have the same theme go for June and July on your Sunday morning programming. What a great way to invite kids back to church with something that they're familiar with. So that's a fun bonus. So some pros that I found with researching Orange is that Orange also has all the extra things. So they have all the fun things to really make your week unique, like name badges, backpacks, temporary tattoos, and more. From my research, you can see that Orange has not just thought about the kids' experience, but they've really thought about the volunteer experience and the parent experience. And if you've been around Orange for a long time, they're big believers of partnering with parents, and so they've even done that throughout VBS. And so as a director or leader or someone who's producing a VBS program for your church, you will be set up to not only engage with the kids, but volunteers and families. They work really hard to make sure you have everything that you need. And so everything from how to run a VBS, FAQ sites, and what I found that I thought was really cool is that they even have a PDF for tech support. If you're like, how do I play this music? How do I convert this video? How can I plug things into ProPresenter? They have a tech support PDF that you can look at, and I even looked at it and I was like, oh, this is extremely helpful for any kids ministry leader. So those are some pros that I found. Some cons I would say is that Orange can feel like a lot. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things to sift through. There's a lot of big things that Orange produces. And so it can be a little bit overwhelming, even with all the resources that they provide to run a great VBS. Another con is that it's still tricky for those churches that run a 4-day VBS or a 3-day VBS, or maybe even a nighttime VBS. It can just be harder to adapt and change. So the next VBS curriculum that we're going to talk about is from Group Publishing. Group is a longtime VBS publisher, and this year Group has 2 different 5-day VBS options and a 3-day option. So their 5-day options are called Stellar and Babylon, and their 3-day option is called Pets Unleashed. They're all ranging in price, but the highest price one is called Stellar. And that's the one that we're gonna kind of focus on in this video. So Stellar is priced at $289, which includes all the digital pieces, and then $255 without digital. And Pets Unleashed is coming in as the cheapest option for that 3-day VBS program at $112. So let's talk about Stellar. The overview of Stellar is shine a light on Jesus' love. Launch kids on a cosmic quest where they'll have a blast shining Jesus' light in the world. They will spend the week learning about how to shine Jesus' light in good times and bad, when things are hard and when they're good. So included in that $289 price, you get director's guides, leader manuals, craft ideas, music, clip art, missions projects, and more. Now, some pros that I found about this resource is that this curriculum runs like a well-oiled machine. If you are new to VBS and you're not sure where to start, Group is a great place to go. They've been producing VBS programs for years and years and years, and they've really thought about everything you need to plan the rotations, and it's super volunteer friendly. It's not very supply heavy, and it's not very prep heavy. So if you are a volunteer leader who's like, I don't have a ton of time, but I want to still do this, this may be a great option for you to just get your feet wet in planning a VBS program. One of the cons I found is that Group doesn't offer all the extra things that we saw with Lifeways VBS and Orange's VBS. And so if you're looking for decorations and backdrops and t-shirts and craft supplies, those will have to be created on your own or with your team. If you have found this video helpful so far, we would love for you to stop, like, and subscribe to our YouTube page before we jump into the rest of the VBS curriculum options. All right, the next VBS we're gonna talk about is from Grow Curriculum. Now, Grow is very unique in their VBS programs because they are completely free. Yes, I said free. And so they actually have 4 themes to choose from, and you can go back to the previous year's themes, or you can choose the brand new one that they've released for 2023, which is what we're going to talk about. So their VBS programs are 4 days with an optional 5-day. So this is really nice because some churches run a 4-day VBS program, and it's nice to have the optional 5-day. The optional 5-day can actually be turned into a family experience that happens in the evening, or can be used for that following Sunday morning as a way to bring those kids back to church on Sunday. So there's really a lot of flexibility with Grow's VBS. So their new VBS program is called Wildlife. And all of their VBS programs are focused on Grow's 4 spiritual habits, which are spending time with God, spending time with others, using your gifts and sharing your story. It is a unique model that really isn't seen in any other VBS programs. And what's nice about Grow is that these 4 spiritual habits that are talked about at VBS, they match their Sunday morning curriculum, so that if you are a Grow user and you want to use Grow's VBS, you'll see a lot of continued language and themes throughout their VBS that your kids and families are used to. Now, if you are considering Grow or maybe considering switching curriculums, maybe this VBS program is a great place to start. If you're like, I don't know if I want to go with Grow, I'm looking at it, I'm doing my research, maybe try out their VBS. It's completely free. And you can look at it and you can kind of see how they weave those 4 spiritual habits into their weekly VBS program. So here's a quick rundown for the Wildlife VBS. Day 1 is spending time with God is how we grow. Day 2 is using your gifts is how we serve. Day 3 is spending time with others is how we care. Day 4 is sharing our story is how we love. And then day 5 is a recap day. So for Wildlife's VBS, each day's Bible story is a parable from the New Testament, which is always fun. So here's what you get with the 4-day Wildlife VBS. You get plenty of resources to help you plan, build teams, and create checklists. You get graphics and countdown videos and all media things like promotional materials and slides to put up and all of those things. You get elementary and preschool VBS lessons. You get teaching guides for both large group and small group. You get activities, games, crafts, skits, object lessons, and more. You get hacks for preteens, special needs, and toddlers. So if you're not familiar with that term hack, this is the term that Grow uses to allow you to make changes to the curriculum so that it applies and fits better with different age groups and different kids. So if you are running a toddler and preschool VBS in tandem with your elementary VBS program, this curriculum is great because it's really easy for it to adapt to those younger kiddos. Or if maybe you have a specific special needs small group, there's hacks so that you can make that curriculum fit their needs. And then also for a preteen, which is pretty nice. Just a reminder, with Grow, there is no large group teaching videos. So if you want to choose Grow as your VBS, you will need a live teacher in the large group portion, which I feel like most churches do a live teacher for VBS, but it's just a reminder. I would hate for you to get caught off guard without a large group teaching video. If you are wanting to have a large group teacher for your VBS, don't forget the Kids Ministry Circle team has a video on how to improve your large group teaching, and you can go ahead and click right here and watch it right now so that you can pass this along to your large group teachers. Or maybe you can watch it as a director or a leader and just improve your large group teaching. Some of the pros I found with Grow is that it's obviously extremely cost effective because it's free. And it's a great option for smaller churches, church plants, or churches with a small budget who still want to create a great camp week. This layout is perfect for churches who run a 4-day VBS. Obviously, if you want that 5-day as an optional event or an optional day, that can obviously fit for you, but this was created in mind for 4-day VBS programs. Some cons is that there's no extras. There's no backdrops and crafts and t-shirt supplies and all of those things that we've seen in other curriculums. And so you would have to create that on your own if you have a team or a staff member who can do that for you, or you can learn how to do it. Another con is that those video large group teaching videos are not there. So if you really rely on those video large group teachings, then you will have to figure out if this is a good fit, if you can find a large group teacher, or look at the other options. Our last curriculum that we're going to focus on is from Go Curriculum. Now you may be saying, Lauren, Go did not launch a new curriculum for 2023, and I will say to you, I know that, but they have 2 previous VBSs that are extremely well loved, and I feel like I could not do this video without mentioning them. So Go Curriculum creates resources that are downloadable, customizable, fun, focused on the big story of God, and their VBS is no different. Similar to Grow, Go's curriculum is completely downloadable, so nothing actually gets shipped to your church or to your house. So here's what you get. You get resources to help you plan, build teams, create checklists. You get the director's guide, full video downloads if you want to have video lessons, original songs, games and activities, crafts, Bible activities, small group discussions, promotional materials, art and social media files, and email templates, and there's more. So they have 2 themes out currently. They have Bolt VBS, which is from 2021, and that is a totally 80s blast. Now, I did a major deep dive on this curriculum because I found it so hilarious. The second one they have is NORB-E. I think that's how you say it. I'm not 100% sure. And it's an out of this world mission to discover God's glory. So I'm gonna focus on their most recent one that came out in 2022 called NORB-E. And it has more leader tips, planning resources, and music extras because it was just created a year ago. And so they were able to create more resources. So the price for this one is $245, and it has everything that I just mentioned. And the layout for the week is God is faithful, God has made us, God is powerful, God is forgiving, and God is compassionate. So this is a 5-day VBS curriculum. So some pros that I found with Go is that it has an incredible at-home resources. This is a big thing that Go has valued even through and during the pandemic. We saw this a lot with Go, but they've carried it on. And so their VBS curriculum can be used for an entire church. It can be used for a neighborhood backyard VBS, but it can also be used for single family use. Some of their cons that I found is that this is last year's VBS, so even though the Bible content remains relevant, the theme may not be, or maybe you already used this space theme and you're looking for something different, and Go just didn't produce a new VBS this year because they're working on other projects that I'm super excited to see come out in 2023. Another con is that there's no extras. So just like the curriculums before, this is completely downloadable, and so you don't have the option to purchase all of those extra things like name badges and craft supplies and silicone bracelets and all those fun things that we see in other curriculums. The last thing I'm going to talk about is our honorable mentions. So other curriculum resources out there that we just didn't have time to get to in this video. So the first one is Cokesbury, and they have a handful of great options over on their website, and they're a food truck party VBS. I've actually heard really great things about, and it's a great way to have a party because it's a food truck party. And so a lot of churches I've seen have a food truck party to finish off their VBS week, and that sounds so fun to me. So you can go over there and check that out. And then the last one is Answers in Genesis, Keepers of the Kingdom. Another great resource that people have loved over the years that I think could be a great option for your church and your community. So that is all the VBS curriculums and the research and the pros and cons and some fun things about each one. So I hope this video has been helpful to you as you are navigating the decision on choosing a VBS curriculum for your church. I am so excited for summer 2023 to get here and for us to be able to put on kids camps and VBS and all the fun things. So if you found this video helpful, we would love for you to share it with a ministry friend, pass it along, like and subscribe so you get more videos headed straight to your inbox as soon as they go live. If you are looking for links and other resources, don't forget to check out the description. We've got all the links listed so that you can head straight there and do some of your own research and maybe click and buy or download and get the planning started. So as always, if you want to continue the conversation, we are over on Instagram and Facebook at Kids Ministry Circle, and you can learn more about Kids Ministry Circle over on kidsministrycircle.com. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.